So I have a funny feeling I may have to record this Flosstube Monday in 2 sections today. So if there's a funny little blippity blip in the middle and all of a sudden my hair looks crazy or I'm wearing different clothes, you'll know why. Though I can't think that I'll change my clothes. I have to coach the flute choir in 40 minutes, and then I have a couple more students after that today. It's Monday, it's Flosstube Monday. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Caroline and my channel is Off the Grid Needlearts, and I'm really glad that you stopped by for a visit today. I have a few things to share. It's been 2 weeks since I last recorded a Flosstube video, and I actually don't have all that much more stitching to share with you because the stitching that I mostly did, I did some in my Stitch With Me videos in the last 2 weeks. One was the canvas piece, the counted canvas, Starry Skies from Nancy's Needle, and the other one was my Prairie Schooler, Woodland Santa, and I haven't really done a lot more work on either of those pieces, not really enough to share with you today. So I have been working on my Christmas mitten, and actually I'm gonna just pause you for a minute because if you haven't seen Miss Patty's pillow finish of that yet, I'm gonna show that here. So just hang on a sec. Okay, so as you can tell, it's not small, it's rather large. So I'm gonna put it up slowly in front of my face so that you can see. There it is. So that's the whole design there. And she stitched this on 14 count Aida, and she went over 2 holes with 6 strands of floss. So this was the mitten pattern that came with the holiday 2018 kit that I put out for my small business Evertote, and Miss Patty stitched the sample into a giant pillow, and then she gifted that pillow to me. She even used the most lovely flannel fabric on the back with mittens. Those cute little mittens on the back there. I love those. So my son has been using this pillow faithfully in the living room, and he just loves it. He cuddles with it because that's how big it is. It's awesome. So this was the pattern that came with the kit, and now let me show you mine. Now I'm nowhere near being done, as you can see, but for size comparison, here's mine. So as you can see, I'm making mine into an ornament. So my trees are finished, and I've got quite a bit of my background in there, and the snow at the bottom is done. I am stitching this 1/1 on a 32 count linen. It's tiny, it's really tiny, and I love it. It's just perfect. But as you can see, it's slow going because it's so small, and I haven't had a lot of stitching time over the last few weeks. So it was nice to get a few more rows of that gray background in between the trees, and I think I only had 1 and a bit tree finished the last time, so I finished up all 3 trees that belong in the bottom right there. Now as you can see, the snow in her gray background shows out quite well. On mine, it's a little more blended in. You can just see a little bit of it under the tree there. And I haven't actually stitched the snow that has to come in here. I decided to do the white after the gray and fill it in so that it would stand out from the gray. But I love it. I love it. Okay, so the other thing that I was working on was my Sunday High Tea New Start. Yesterday was Sunday. It was the last Sunday of November, and we always celebrate a new start, something special from your stash that you've been hanging on to for a while that you wanted to start. So the video's up on my channel, and I don't think I've added it to the playlist yet, but it's like the very last video. It's easy to find, and it's a bit silly because I was recording in the car. The pattern that I chose this for November was buttons and beads. It's a Mill Hill bead kit. Comes with everything that's needed in the kit. I love these Mill Hill kits. They're really, really fun to do, and it's good quality for the money. They're, you know, they're worth they're not overly expensive for what you get. Now, are you ready to see how much I got done yesterday? Nothing, not a single stitch. I was only at the stitch-in, the Hamilton stitch-in. I was there for an hour and a half, sadly. I was half an hour late by the time I actually got there. Traffic was bad, and as you may know from yesterday's video, I was in the Tim Hortons drive-through lineup for way longer than I should have been. So I was half an hour late by the time I got there, and I had to leave by 1 p.m. in order to make it home in time for my daughter's orchestra concert. She plays the oboe. So she was performing in her very last youth orchestra concert of her high school career yesterday. So I really couldn't miss that. So sadly for me, even though the stitch-in was scheduled to last until 7 p.m., I had to leave at 1. So I spent the time that I was there catching up with my friends that I don't get to see all that often. And so there were a few people there that I would have liked to have talked to more. There just wasn't enough time. I did manage to make it around the room and admire everyone's stitching, and I took some pictures and I took a little bit of video, and so I'm going to insert that here so that you can have a little taste of what Crafty Kim organized for us, because she did a great job and I really wish I could have been there longer. So I'll put that right here.
It cost you like $20-some.
So anyway, yeah, so instead of going back and I was doing the show thing, I was saying to Kim at work, a friend at work.
So I'm like, so now I'm like, should I have to find fabric in the back of my computer?
Well, I haven't decided on playing at the end of the day.
So while I was there, Wilma from Wilma's Cross Stitch Shop, she has an online website called Stitcher's Place, and I have talked about her business before. The last time I went to the Hamilton Stitch-In, that was the first time I had met Wilma in person. So here's a picture of her business card. So her website is right there, www.stitchersplace.com. And her name is Wilma. Now, Wilma had brought some charts, and also everybody got to choose a little grab baggie of a little treat at the very end. Now, because I was leaving early, I got to choose mine before I left, and there were a couple of special little buttons in this bag. So that was really sweet. And then Wilma had brought enough charts for everyone to win a door prize. Everyone. and there was more there than there were attendants. So you got to look through what she had brought, and you got to choose the thing that you wanted to take home with you. And so I chose, no shocker here, there's a house and some birds right up my street. Little House Needleworks. What's the name of it again? Winter Band Sampler. So this was what I chose for my door prize. And thank you, Wilma. This was really a nice treat to bring home. And Crafty Kim said that she's stitched this before. So maybe I can convince her to show hers in her next Flosstube video. But I loved that. So one more thing. Nancy had brought me a copy of a pattern of hers that I had admired the first time that we met together in Hamilton as a group. And this was a free pattern, and she had finished it at the last stitch in. It is a Celtic knot heart. It's a free design, so I'm going to show you a picture of the chart. Here's what the chart looks like. Now, Nancy had stitched hers in the called for colors. It was pinks and reds, I think. Yeah, DMC 3609 and DMC 718. And again, the outlining is done in 310, just in black. And the colors as charted are lovely. And Nancy had finished hers, and it was a beautiful design. I admired it. She told me it was a free pattern. And this time she remembered that I had admired it, and she had brought me a copy of it. So I thought I would share it with you. It's from magdapdesigns.com. So there you go. That's the web address where you can find it. And really, it's such a versatile pattern. You could stitch this in any 3 colors that you love. It's beautiful. And seeing it stitched up was really, really, really fun. I have one more thing to share from my Hamilton stitch-in. Crafty Kim, she gifted me, and she surprised me last year, so I should have been ready for it this year, but I wasn't, because I don't know how you can prepare yourself to receive a gift like this. She stitched me an ornament, and she gifted me with this when I arrived. So this was the ornament that Crafty Kim made for me this year. And I will admit that when I didn't even completely unwrap it before I kind of knew what it might be, that it was a stitched gift. And I'll admit that I got a little misty-eyed, because when you're a stitcher and another stitcher gifts you with something that they made, it makes you feel, I'm gonna try not to choke up again. Okay, so it makes you feel like they really like you. Does that make sense? They like you enough to give you their hard work and effort and thoughtfulness. And Kim, I love it. I love it just as much as I loved the ornament that you did for me last year that was so beautiful. It was a beautiful pair of mittens stitched on this beautiful background, and then she'd mounted it on a snowflake, similar to what this is mounted on, but it was in a snowflake design. And that was episode 15, I believe, and it was the same episode where I visited Miss Patty's house that I showed off the ornament that she made me last year. Kim, you are one talented lady. Do you see this flower at the top here? Kim made that. She had all of the pieces and she put them all together, and she made that. And then she put the ribbon at the top, and then she used a fusible fleece on the inside. She put some, what would you call that? It's just like a burlap string around the outside, and she mounted it all together. And it's perfect. It's a birdhouse with birds and snow. 3 things that I absolutely love. I couldn't have received a nicer gift. Kim, thank you so much. I love it. I forgot to ask her where she found this ornament. So Kim, if you can remember where you found this design, if you could leave me a comment below, because I have a feeling that a few other people would like to stitch this as well, because it's so sweet. Thank you again. I love it. And she'd put a few boxes of my favorite tea in the bag as well. If you have been around here a while, This is President's Choice Chocolatey Chai Tea. And it's President's Choice is a brand, I think that it's only in Canada. You can buy it at all of the stores that sell President's Choice products. And chocolatey chai, it's an herbal tea. It doesn't require any milk or sugar or anything. I drink it just with boiling water. It's delicious. I love it. Thank you. Thank you again. Okay, so that's it for stitchy bits. I spent the weekend with my mom and dad. My mom and I went to a yarn shop in Beamsville. Now it's more than a yarn shop. It was yarn and fabric, and also, there was some stitching supplies. There was a rack of DMC, and there was also some pearl cotton. So where did her information go? I brought home a business card, but I don't have it handy with me. Her name is Nancy, and I took some pictures of my visit there with my mom. So I'm gonna insert those pictures here so that you can see the beautiful shop that she has there. This is in Beamsville, Ontario. The owner's name is Nancy, and it was a lovely shop owned by a lovely woman. We had a great time. I may also have come home with a skein of yarn, possibly. More sirens outside. I don't know what's going on lately. We seem to be having a lot of stuff going on. It's raining today. It's not snowing or anything. So anyways, so I have a little bit of a shop update today for Evertote, which is project bags for knitters and cross stitchers. I paused the video there for a minute because the sirens actually kept getting louder and louder as they drove past the back of my house. Normally we can't really hear the traffic all that clearly. We back onto a very busy road here in London, but we have decently insulated walls, and so normally it's not that noisy, but when the sirens are going, as you can tell, it's hard to escape. So sorry about that little interruption there. I realized before I get to my shop update, there is one last thing that I forgot to do. So it's Monday, so we need to have a Because Monday giveaway. Because it's Monday, and we like to give things away on Monday because it's fun. Last week's giveaway, where did it go? Oh my goodness. You know, I had everything organized. There it is. One moment. Here I am. Okay. So last week's Because Monday was an Amazing Grace pattern by Erica Michaels. And the comment number that was chosen was comment number 78, who the person who had left the comment was Sherry-esque. And I think I have said your last name correctly. I'm sorry if I haven't. I recognize Sherry's name very clearly. She is a well-known commenter on the Friday Off the Grid Facebook group. So congratulations, Sherry. I hope you love the chart. If you would like to please message me your mailing address, I will get it out in the mail to you. So comment number 78, congratulations. This week's Because Monday giveaway, this is fun. So there is a woman that I met. Her name is Sharon, and I met her the first time I went to the Hamilton Stitch-In. And the reason she came was because she heard me talk about the stitch in on my Flosstube channel. And so that was how she heard about it. That's how she heard that it was going to happen. And she got all of the details from Crafty Kim, and she showed up at the first one that we had back in, was it October? I think it was at the beginning of October. Maybe it was in September. It was a few months ago now. And so we met in person for the first time those few months ago, and we hit it off quite quickly. So this time Sharon came again, and she brought a few things for me to share with you. She handed me a small stack of patterns and said that I could use them for giveaways, which I love. So thank you, Sharon. And I think you guys are going to be pretty tickled at what I have to offer to give away today, because it's lovely. So today's Because Monday giveaway is courtesy of Sharon, and it is a design by Nora Corbett, and it's a Mirabilia cross-stitch design. It's called the Black Forest Pixies. I think that's a series, the Black Forest Pixies. And this one is called the Moss Collector. So this is the pattern. And Sharon tucked in the beads that you need to stitch this. So there are 3 Mill Hill bead packages. And they're just numbers here, so I can't even really give you the colors. There's pink, a purpley, and a sort of iridescent green. I guess it's more of a red than a purple. And I'm showing you the labels, aren't I? I guess they're hard to see. There's the iridescent green and the pink, and then the red. I don't want to take them out of the bag because I want to make sure that everything stays safely in one place so that I can be sure that it is all put together when some lucky person wins it. So, if you're new here, the Because Monday draws happen on the Facebook group. This is the Friday Off the Grid Facebook group, and I usually put up a post that the first 2 words are going to be Because Monday. So if it's not at the top of the page, if you just do a quick search for Because Monday, you'll come up with the most recent weekly draw. And all you have to do is just leave me a comment there. You don't have to do anything special, just leave me a comment, and that will be your number that then next Monday gets entered into the random number generator, which spits out a winner, a number that wins. So again, one more time, this lovely pattern could be yours for the cost of a comment on the Friday Off the Grid Facebook group. Sharon, thank you so much. This was really a generous thing to do, to offer out to the community. So she did give me a few other patterns as well, and I have tucked those aside in my special drawer where I have all of the lovely charts that I have planned for giveaways. So pretty cool. Okay, so now I think I've covered everything. See, it's amazing, even with the very little bit of stitching that I did this week, I still have lots of Flosstube things to share with you. And I could probably go on for days. And I did. That's why I didn't get any stitching done yesterday, because I was too busy talking. I'm sure no one is surprised. Okay, shop update, evertote.com. I will be putting in some large handled bags later this week. These are bags that, so the shop, what's going on with the shop is, for the last few months, I've been operating the shop on my own. I've taken over Evertote on my own, and my sister-in-law Kathy now makes bags and will sort of bring me bags once in a while. She's in charge. She makes the best handled bags, the large supersized ones. So she sort of makes them and stockpiles them, and when we see each other, she hands me a huge, wonderful stack of large handled bags. And also occasionally, if some of the fabric, occasionally I'll get asked for a custom order, and if that fabric is hers, sometimes I can ask her if she'll make a custom bag, and she will, if she can, and then I will ship that out to you as well. So later this week, probably Wednesday late afternoon, I will have those bags starting to show up in the Etsy shop. And I'm going to post pictures of them individually on Instagram. I think maybe, I don't know. I was toying with the idea of selling them through PayPal. Try to sell them through PayPal first. Etsy fees are, every time I turn around, there seems to be a new fee on Etsy. And it really starts to, as a small business, when you're trying to keep your eye on costs, those fees start to add up. However, not everybody's on Instagram. It's not really a fair way to do things if somebody really wants a large handle bag. So I think I'm just gonna, if you know you want one, just watch the shop on Wednesday. I will post an update on the Instagram page at Evertotes when they are loaded in there. These are one of a kind. I do not have multiples of each. Each bag is one of a kind individual style and fabric, and they are beautiful. So be on the lookout for that. The other set that I can show you is some special fabric. This was, I did a bag swap with my friend Dawn from the Codependent Knitters, and I let her choose which fabric she wanted me to make the bag from. Now you can see right here, this fabric here. I have a few here that were, oops, I'm going the wrong way. These were special fabrics that I brought back with me from Hawaii a couple of years ago. And I love them. There's a reason I chose them. There's a reason I brought them home. And Dawn fell in love with a particular print. And she said, could I please have a bag made out of that? Now, I had always intended to make a bag out of it. But of course, there's far more material there than I need for one bag for myself. So I said, sure. And then I realized that there was enough to share. So I made 5 more sets, and I put them in the shop. These are medium flat cross-stitch sets, and one of them's gone already to Kyla. Now, Kyla, if you're watching today, this one's actually your bag that I'm showing here today. So this was the fabric. As you can tell, it is a large scale print, and it just makes you think of sunshine. Sunshine in Hawaii, sandy beach. So if you're not a snow, Christmas, holiday, bah humbug person, and maybe you'd rather think and dream of your vacation, and I tell you, with Jan Hicks' videos and her moving to Hawaii, has quite a few of us dreaming of Hawaii, I think. So this is special fabric that I actually did bring back from Hawaii. I have 4 sets left. I'm going to show you the liner because I put a chevron print on the inside there, and it's a canvas. This fabric is a canvas, so it's not a thin cotton, so the bag feels a little thicker than the usual medium bag. This comes with a notions pouch as well, and it's the square one, the 7x7. So 4 of those are left, and as you can see, this pink fabric, if you are more of a pink person than a purple person, this is the exact same print. It's just with the pink instead of the purple, and I have quite a bit of that. I will cut into this probably in January. So if you would rather have pink than purple, you can wait until January. Or let me know. And that's it. I'm not going to show you that one because that one's for me. So that's it. And how am I doing for time? Okay. My flute choir ladies are going to be here any minute. And I think I've said everything I needed to say today. So I finished before they came. I don't have to record again. Not that I have to record. There's a reason I do these videos. The reason is that I like talking to you. I like to talk. I like to talk about crafting. I like to talk about the things that I make, and I love the comments that you leave me about the things that you're making, either while you're watching me or things that are going on in your life at home while you're crafting and watching these videos. They're just fun to do. So I realize that I might not make a lot of progress in my stitching from week to week, but I hope that you still enjoy the things that I have to say and the things that I share with you. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and hitting the like button or the thumbs down if that's your thing too. You know, just the fact that you cared enough to engage is always fun. I will see you later this week. Oh, okay. I did forget a major thing. Flossmas. I forgot completely to talk about Flossmas. This is why regular people make lists. And sometimes I get myself into trouble because I don't make lists. I think it's all up here, and then I forget to say something or talk about something that I said I was going to talk about. Flossmas. Flossmas, I'm so excited. It starts December 1st, which is coming up soon. Saturday? Friday? I haven't looked at the calendar. I think it's either Friday or Saturday. And since the calendar is on my phone, I know that today is the 26th. 30 days in November. There you go. Anyways, December 1st is coming up. Flossmas starts December 1st. And Flossmas can be whatever you want to make it. For me, Flossmas is going to be starting a new ornament every day from my stash. I have got stacks of Just Cross Stitch magazines from years past, and I have stitched one ornament. It's that Joy one. Here. If you didn't see the episode where I showed this one, this was the only ornament I have ever stitched out of a Just Cross Stitch ornament magazine and finished. Fully finished. And I love it. And when I finished this, I thought, oh, I'd really like to do more ornaments because they're cute. They're small, they're fun. They're not the usual gargantuous project that I pick. So Heidi Cran, Stitching 1/2, Flossmas is her word. She's the one who came up with it, as far as I know. I have never heard it before. I could be wrong. If you want to take credit for it, leave me a comment below. But Heidi Cran, to my knowledge, came up with it. We chatted about it last year, and she giggled like crazy over it, and then I giggled like crazy over it. And then she said, you can use it, because she wasn't going to do it. So I said, okay, we're on it. And I thought, well, it's not mine. It's everybody's. It's everybody who wants to participate in Flossmas. So it's just the general idea of doing something fun, something stitchy every single day that is holiday related. So there's a few special things in the works. I've been plotting with my friend Patty, 4 boys and a Newfoundland girl. She may have designed a special little pattern for us, a special little ornament pattern for us. I also may have a little giveaway of one of her other ornament patterns. She's got an ornament set. There are 3 ornaments in the set, and I may or may not have a giveaway of that pattern coming up during Flossmas. So the way it's going to work, so that you're forewarned, because not everybody likes daily videos. They can drive people a little crazy. So just so that you're forewarned, if you're not a fan of daily videos, you may want to avoid this channel in the month of December, because I am a huge fan of the holidays and I like to make a little bit of a big deal about it. So there will be daily videos for the entire month. I will be starting a new cross stitch ornament every single day. So I'm going to show the start of my ornament, my supplies, where I'm getting the pattern from, what I'm going to be using it, what I'm going to be thinking of how I'm going to finish it. And then the next day I will do an update of both the pattern from the day before and the new start of the day. I'm going to roll that all into the regular videos that I do. So Monday Flosstube, I'm not going to do 2 videos on Monday and Friday. There will still just be 1 video a day. And Monday's video will be a little longer than the daily videos. So Monday's video will still be the longer one, where I talk about the old ornament, the new ornament, but also some other things that are going on. We still have to do the Because Monday draw. We'll still do a little shop update, that kind of stuff. And then Friday, the Friday Stitch With Me will be a Stitch With Me with the ornament of the day. And so that's it. And then there's a few other things, but they're still kind of in the planning stages, so I won't share those just yet. That stuff might come out as the month progresses. There will be giveaways. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope that you'll join us. So that now really is it. I promise. I might think of something else, but I'm turning the camera off now. If there is something else, I'll share it with you on Friday. Okay, so that's it for me. Have a great week. Happy stitching, and I'll see you later.